people on Medicare grabbing the free card before the 12-hour clock runs out. All people on Medicare who haven't claimed their...
What up? What is up, everybody? Monday. It's Monday again, and we are actually starting the week with the same thing we started the week with last week. In the news, boom. Michael Saylor ripping another fatty. This is crazy. I have been not a skeptic of Saylor's buys, but maybe critical at times. Kind of just unenthused about them after the first million, right? Constantly buying higher than the prices by the time we learn about them. This is one of the first ones, and I would question if maybe the first one ever, over $1 billion and prices higher. That might be the first time ever, I don't know. But Last week, we saw something and I commented on it, and it's worthy of talking about again today quickly. One of my biggest worries with the whole Sailor infinite money printer loop glitch, right, was that as price went down, Sailor would have more difficulty raising capital and thus would be buying smaller and smaller amounts as price went down. Kind of the opposite of intelligent DCA for somebody in Sailor's position. Having your biggest buys at high prices, and then as it goes down, buying smaller, and then maybe if price rallies again, going back to buying bigger is a great way to just bring your average up and not a healthy way to stack Bitcoin. And so last week we saw a billion, I think it was $1.27 buy on Monday, and I commented, it's great to see this. Even though I don't usually get excited for these, it's great to see the big buys coming in at lower prices. We had seen them kind of trickle off into the multiple 10 millions, etc. And last week, that $1 billion buy was awesome to see. And here we go again, starting the week with another 1.57 billion at 70K. That does bring their cost average down, a little bit, a few bucks. At this point, they own 761,000 Bitcoin. They put in $51.6 billion. They are underwater at this point, less than 10%, but it is a great sign, I think, to the market and to market participants that Sailor is going to keep doing this. He's not going to kind of fade into the shadows as things get bad, like we see many of the crypto creators have done lately. I don't know, our portfolios, our friends, everything. Ooh. It's good to see another billion in the bank. I've long kind of yelled about these buys don't seem to do anything, and maybe it just takes time, right? They are OTC, they're not on the market, and there's some hopium here that if he continues this, they will start doing something. They will start creating some kind of supply crunch. Now, I wouldn't start holding my breath for 1 million Bitcoin, tomorrow, but it's something. And you know what, Sailor? You're pretty goated, man. That's amazing. I'll take it. It's good to see the energy going. It's good to see no kind of, I don't know. It would have been so easy for Sailor to kind of just back into the shadows here, be embarrassed, and, not hear from him until things are good again. Lots of people do that. Fair weather economists, but not Sailor. So keep stacking, brother. Pump our bags, please. We'll talk down the road about one entity owning so much Bitcoin and is that good or bad? But not today. Not today. Today we're going to be focusing on the green because Bitcoin is now currently trading at 73.5. It hit 74.5 about an hour ago. Should have gone live an hour ago. But there's goodness going on here. We talked about this whole price movement through March. Bulls rallying price to 74,000, retracing almost the entire move down to 65, and we'll say this candle on Friday, not breaking a new higher high, and how that kind of set us up potentially for that 2022 fractal to play out. The high coming in the structure, a lower high or failed high, and in 2022, we saw that absolutely just dump its brains out pretty much to the bear market bottom after that. And the similarities between that weekly candle and 2022, well, with the weekly close on Sunday, we're not looking quite as much like it. Let me show you here. This right here was absolutely terrifying for me to see this. Deja vu, PTSD came back, whatever you want to call it. This was looking exactly like 2022. And to be fair, almost all of this had before. This is many weeks of price action. Let's show that right here. I almost didn't want to show it to you guys. This right here, I was so worried that the candle close 2 weeks ago was going to be this, just lead into these crazy dumps. With our green weekly close last week, it doesn't look as much like that. We'll say before earlier today, we weren't really out of the woods. Even though the close was different, we still had the same setup, which was a high and a lower high that led into a dump. But with today's move and the close of last week, we now have a higher high, and this is going to separate the price action we see today from that price action in 2022. Hopefully it's enough to change the course in a meaningful or significant way. We'll have to let time tell. But for now, it's at least a short-term, I'll say, sign of some strength in the market. And this is great timing for strength in the market for Bitcoin. We've gone back and forth on narratives, what Bitcoin is, what Bitcoin isn't. Is it a hedge? Is it whatever? And, there's been a lot of criticism around it. We saw gold and silver climb, and everyone sat there going, well, if these are a hedge, why is Bitcoin doing nothing, right? Bitcoin's not a hedge. What is it? It's a tech stock. It's a software ETF, whatever people were saying. Gold and silver ran, and now they're not really doing anything. As this tension, geopolitical tension globally heats up, they're trading sideways. They put on some crazy gains, and to trade sideways here isn't crazy. It's not necessarily an indicator of the rally being over, but it is on a low time frame correlation, perhaps showing that things aren't so simple, right? They're not quite so simple. Bitcoin has outpaced both gold and silver since the beginning of the Iran, I don't even know what you want to call it, clusterfuck. Let's call it that. The Iran clusterfuck. And Bitcoin may be here acting as the hedge that people want it to be, or think it is, or say it should be. I'm not sure. But that close into today's higher high, I think, is a great signal that we are looking for more upside this week. Fingers crossed. It does seem as if every time we say that we get hammered, but it is looking like it. It is looking like it now for real. For real this time. We are so back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of green, and it certainly doesn't feel like it. We're on the 8th day of green candles, and I will say it feels nothing like we are on 8 days of green candles. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, which I should have brought up earlier. I should have just had this pulled up. Okay. Actually, a little bit different than what I expected. Still in extreme fear on the 8th day of green candles. Extreme fear. Yesterday, extreme fear. Last month, extreme fear, despite candle after candle of green. I'll say this is probably a good sign. The higher price can move while keeping sentiment low. In my opinion, observing Bitcoin and crypto is likely evidence that it's going to continue. As soon as this, if we see a big move today, and fear and greed closes in like big fear, big greed, like probably we're looking for a local top, if not a more serious top. But the longer Bitcoin can stay under the radar here, the better. And kind of interesting, April 1st is coming. April Fool's Day is on the way, and not just the day I'm moving into a new house. I did find the place finally, thank God. I won't talk too much about that now, but thank God. Not just the day I'm moving to a new house, but it's also April Fool's Day, and there's an interesting setup here. A very interesting setup. Back in the earliest days of my career, charting and making content for Bitcoin back in like 19, I talked about April Fool's Day and how I thought it was a perfect day for Bitcoin to pump out of the bear market. This was like in 2019. Because it's the day that no one will believe a headline. Bitcoin rallies 50%. Ah, yeah, sure. It's the most dismissible day possible for a rally. And well, you go back in time and you'll find that is actually what happened back here in 2019. One of my earliest, greatest calls here. The April Fool's Day pump. We were coming out of a bear market. This is obviously different than what we're looking at right now, but it's something. It's something. It is an opportunistic day for Bitcoin to get a big move. What could be really interesting and a really powerful setup is for Bitcoin to just continue this kind of weak climb. Small candles, small gains into the first, and then get a big move. April also marks the beginning of Q2. We're going to be wrapping up Q1 here in just 2 weeks, something like that. Feels like it's been an entire year again. Yeah. At least an entire year. The last few months have been an entire year. Where was I? Creeping up, higher high. Where are we looking? To the upside, I think looking at the daily time frame, we have a beautiful order block of resistance sitting right about here. The high there, 78.5, of course. November's low, about 80.5K. This is a good, I think 80.5K is a solid upside target. I mean, we've been saying it forever. Nothing's really changed in that sense. So much time has passed here in this range. But 80.5 has a good amount of, I'll say, confluence for many reasons. It sits right there at CME's open gap. We did actually open a gap today as well. Let me update this chart. We opened to a gap. We have 71.3 below us. If we see a fake move Monday reverse into the week, maybe we're looking for an entry at 71.3. Still early to tell. But we have a big old CME gap sitting above us that we've been waiting for a potential hedge short position for quite some time, it seems. Quite some time. Depends how you look at it. This is how I think the gap should be drawn. 79.6 to 84.1. But you look at the wick low from that day and you get that like kind of 81,000. I think that there is a good amount of confluence and just a good argument to be made that is a solid target for Bitcoin to move to here into this week. Let me see. 81 is the 618 of the whole move. There's a lot sitting there. There's good reason to be looking. Our nice fat cloud on the day. I feel like I've just analyzed over and over and over again this exact price action every day for like 2 months. And it's like the same numbers and the same analysis, and there's just like very little else to go on. But it's always great when you see price actually start to move. The market is actually moving. For those of you tuning in, wondering why is Bitcoin going up today? The market, shout out to Das Peach. The market is going up today because the market is going up. The market's moving because the market is moving. What an elegant sentence. It's absolutely elegant. Tweeted that. The thumbnail this week, it's finally here. So of course it's clickbait. Of course it's YouTube, man. You clicked on it, it's clickbait. But it does have some reality. It is anchored in reality here. We've been talking and using Market Cipher B forever. And last week we were observing and waiting for the close. We got a very delicious, juicy signal on the week. Yes, we did get it earlier in December and not much happened off of it. But here we go. Getting that green dot finally with the weekly close. I'd say confirming this signal. This has really only happened a few times. When you look back in Bitcoin's history, back to like 2015, we got it exactly one time right here in July of 22. While it didn't get us out of the bear market, it did lead to a 42% rally. That then moved back down to the bear market bottom in November of 22. And then earlier in 2009, it had a much better record here, actually marking the bottom and leading into that April 2019 rally. It's confirmed, it's in, it's locked, it's loaded. We're going to be looking at lower time frames to have confluence with this signal to really strengthen it. And I think that's looking good. I think that's looking very good. How are you guys feeling about it? March, I'd say to very few people's surprise, that's probably a lie, but to very few people's surprise is green. I think a lot of analysts looking at a green March into a red April, absolutely still on the table. I have the windows open because it's warm out. What the hell is that? You guys probably can't hear it. It's weird sounds outside. Green March into red April is pretty much, I think, what everyone's expecting here. It's a pretty good bet. We still have half of this month to go. That's looking great. It's looking great. It is Monday, and I feel like every time we get excited about anything on Monday, by the end of the week, it's like, well, we tried. We tried there. It was a good time. When you look at almost any longer time frame on Bitcoin right now, monthly, weekly, 2 weeks, whatever kind of weird time frame you want to look at, almost all of them show some kind of reversal here. They show some kind of momentum moving in the reversing, moving back in the other direction. I have a poll going in the chat right now on the live. Is this real? Is this one real? I really want you guys to take a second and vote in that, just yes or no. You can also blame Joe Biden in there. That's my new thing, guys, is I just blame Joe Biden. It's just Joe Biden's fault now. Take a moment and vote in that poll. If you haven't said hello in the live chat, please engage. Oops, hitting the wrong buttons here. Please engage, meaning hit the like button, subscribe. Do we have any new subscribers? We didn't get a new subscriber yet today, or at least didn't pop up yet. If you're out there and you're tuning in, you've never seen this channel, finding content for the first time, we're live daily here on YouTube. We've been doing that for 7 years. I think it'll be 8 years in June. Jesus. Yeah. 8 years in June. Giving you guys just the best we can do, right? Just genuine analysis. No BS, no scams, no shilling you coins. Just being honest, being transparent, and loving crypto. Just being a crypto loving community, a trading loving community. So hit that button. Let me shout you out. Let me see. We're going to look at other charts, of course. We're warming it up with Bitcoin. Who's this Tom Crown guy? Never heard of him. What's up, Julie? How you doing? If you could, yeah, get the likes up. Hit the like button. It's very easy. Cost you nothing. We have 150 votes. We should have 150 likes. Hello in the live chat. What's up, Zima? What's up, Bones Jones? I think Bitcoin will be at the 80 to 90K range. I think that 80K is very doable. This is where it gets hard. This is where it gets real, and it gets stressful, and it gets scary. It's like the move up is where things get rough. When you have a big sell-off, a big corrective move, and you start climbing back up slowly, that's where it gets real. Like nail biting, because at any moment it can get knocked back down, and you're just looking for the next leg. But there's always that glimmer of hope that this time we are so back, and it's possible. It's absolutely possible. The structure here, while it looks, honestly, this is not beautiful. This is still very momentum ugly looking. Momentum leg or ugly looking. It is different than what we saw up here. High into higher high, and then we broke down low. High into higher high. So if we're looking for a repeat of the price action we saw in January, I think longs could have a stop loss at 65.6. Stopping out a long position there, 65.6. Probably going to be the play. Hedging at the 80K area, I think, is a great play as well. There's a lot going on. I'm surprised that gold broke 5,000. How are you guys feeling about gold and silver? Derek Merrill, my guy, how are you, brother? You're always here. I love you. I have not seen the National Geographic cover. Biocraft's putting spider silk into high production. I'm that kind of nerd. That's my kind of tism. National Geographic today. You'd think this would be like really easy to just find the image. I hate you, Google. Google has become useless. Type shit into Google, it's useless. Yeah, spider silk is a crazy materials in general over the next decade or two. I think are going to have some absolutely wild advances. Tau ripped. What's up, Robert James? How are you? Oil messing everything up. Absolutely. Oil is the chart. It's the it chart, I think. We have a bunch of charts we can look at today. There's a good amount. The it chart, though. Oil for sure. You know, though, here's something, Pickle. What do you think about this, guys? I love you too, Derek. What do you think about this? It doesn't make sense in my brain in any kind of narrative sense of what's going on in the world, what you would expect in that, in oil to do based on what's happening here. But I am noticing something that I think is worth talking about. Oil, we've seen this before recently. Now, it's not an all-time high. Some of you probably know what I'm about to say. We've seen this before. We've seen this on gold and silver. Explosive move to the upside. Lots of euphoria in the metals market. I don't know if there's euphoria in the oils market. Maybe more like fear-phoria. But really similar move here. Really big, expansive move to the upside. Huge retracement. And what's happening now? Actually kind of looking like maybe lower high. Lower high, lower low. Like, it doesn't make any sense to what's going on. I don't think that anything is going to resolve in Iran anytime soon. And I think, honestly, at this point, Iran is just going to make sure that doesn't happen out of spite. Just spitefully. Not even a judgment of that decision. I probably would if I was Iran do the same thing. But we've seen this. The big move up, the big slice down. And this is not an immediate recovery. Gold and silver. This is, you cut out some of this, and it's like, maybe that's what you're looking at. Kind of same idea. You hit a low, you bounce back up, but you don't go back to the highs right away. I would still be betting that oil is going to trade higher over the next few months, but something to keep an eye on because this is interesting. It is really similar price action to metals. Weird. Very weird. How is NVIDIA? Is NVIDIA mining Bitcoin in space? I kind of don't think they are, man. Bitcoin could make you money intraday. I mean, it can. It can lose you money intraday too. What's up, Nick Win Manuel? How you doing, bro? It can. I mean, that's true. Wisdom, thank you for getting me on track. My ADD taking over already. The FOMC is Wednesday, and it's going to be the second to last 𝐒𝐴 FOMC ever. Don't cry. Don't cry, guys. I can't believe it. Our time is already running out. No, I brought this up before. I'm going to bring it up again. I don't believe there's any confirmed nominee for the Fed chair. His 𝐒𝐴 is done in May. Wouldn't the craziest outcome be he's just the Fed chair again? It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like oil here. I don't know why oil might be looking like metals right now. Kind of like high is in for now. I don't know. It's kind of like that. I don't know how that would happen. I don't know what would make that happen. But it seems like the most entertaining and least probable outcome. Maybe it's going to happen. If you ask me, I think he should be the chair again. But nobody's asking me. That's okay. Unfortunately. But wouldn't that be weird? Like what? I can't but I have to think, what would Trump say? Who could he blame it on? Who could he be like, well, Joe Biden messed up and so now Powell's the fair chat again. I don't know. I don't know what kind of story could happen there. I also kind of think Trump doesn't want to get rid of Powell because if he does, he can no longer blame Powell. You can't just say, it's too late, slow, sleepy Powell not dropping interest rates fast enough. I don't know. Wouldn't that be weird? Weird things happen. But the FOMC is on Wednesday, so you better tune in. 1:30 p.m. East, right here. It's been a long time. 160K by the end of the year. Let's go. I'd like that. Froggy said Tau. TAO ripped higher. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to open this chart, Froggy, and it's just going to be like a little move, and I'm going to be like, why did we open this chart? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Better than I expected. That's not so bad. It's a decent recovery. I absolutely would short Tau over long right now, though. I don't even have to do any analysis. I don't even look at anything. Absolutely. No questions asked. Right back to that. Right back to previous. Actually, that was a 1618. Right back to previous resistance right here. Confirmed in January. We haven't even looked at this chart in months. Right back there. One big move. People notice it. One big move. And here you are. Yeah. Now you might be looking for a higher low. You could see this resolve bullishly over time. You might just be looking for a higher low, right? Something like that. But I absolutely would take the short over the long at this point. No questions. Not even, don't even have to look at indicators. Don't even have to do analysis. To long that, man, that was in 1 week. 56%. That's kind of a big move. Let's move that a little bit up above the 50 week. Get back here. There's some more bullish signal. Yeah, I just can't take. I just can't ever look for a long after that kind of move. It's not in my wheelhouse. Nice twist on the day. Damn, right to the 200 day. Whew. Tell you what, though. Tell you what. If you do see a higher low, it doesn't have to go anywhere near this low. If you do see a higher low paint, you might look to reverse the position. Right there, 285. 200 day. That could be a good trade. I didn't think it would look that good. I wonder if other alts are looking good. I've gotten so used to just dismissing alts and being like, I don't even want to look at that shit. Because they were all the worst. Most charts we look at, it's like the chart's down here, and it's like, it's done that, and people are like, oh my god, it's so bad, it's up 50% today. And it's like, yeah, dude, but look at it. It's like up from 0. Yeah. Interesting chart. Put some alerts on there. Come back to it. Where was I? Oily, poily. I was also reading the chat. Powell's level-headed. Dude, Powell's goated. You know, in Bitcoin and crypto, we hate the Fed, though we secretly love the Fed because we know the Fed will eventually bring us to where we want to go. We don't want someone controlling the currency. That's why we have Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But we like also then cheer on the Fed because we want the Fed to mess up the dollar. But dude, you have to think, even if he has not made the right decisions in the past, like you can say he fumbled during COVID or he fumbled, whatever, that can be valid. But look at the time, look at his tenure in the years that he's presided over, and how chaotic they've been. Trump appointed him in his first freaking term. And then Biden reappointed him. So bipartisan appointment there. And then now he's back into the other Trump era. So we've gone through like COVID. We've gone through all kinds of insane fiscal time. We're seeing the yen carry unwind. And he has kept shit locked down. He's kept it locked down. He's done a great job. I'm not saying that it couldn't have been better. I'm not saying he did it perfectly or that every decision he made was the correct one. But the guy has kept our shit. It has kept our ship sailing, which seems to be the problem right now. We can't keep our ship sailing. You don't have to like him, though. You can hate him. November is going to be pivotal. For which reason, I'll track? What do you think? What's up, Toddy? Nimoy? SNDK, I actually still had that chart pulled up. Yeah, it is ripping. This was the one you can't actually buy, though, right? It hasn't begun trading. We did get stopped out, but we were in the right direction. It's about to hit that TP. I keep thinking is this scan disk? Is that what no, scan disk is tradable. This is something else. No, it is scan disk. Okay, so this one is tradable. It was a different one we were looking at that wasn't tradable. Scan disk is all the way up. Straight to the moon. Stop this out. It must be watching our stream. Moving back to the high. It's just send it, right? It's at 715. $1,000 by end of year is a very reasonable target. I would not short any hardware, any computer hardware right now that has anything to do with AI. I think the AI bubble actually is quietly popping behind us. And when I say popping, I just mean the euphoria and the it's every headline bubble. Not that AI, it's just going to like freeze and stop and, I don't know, tomorrow. But I feel as if it is no longer the thing people are focused on. We have a lot of experience here in crypto with this concept. But that does not put the brakes on any of this, man. RAM, honestly, pretty much every processing hardware piece, except for like power supplies. I don't see power supplies going to make the same move. I don't. Yeah, I mean, maybe they will. Maybe this is stupid to say because everything else is. We've been following RAM, and RAM has been in the real moon. RAM, like even cheap RAM now, is very, very quickly going up in price. You guys anybody have an Apple Watch out there, and anytime there's like grease on it and the light catches it weird, you're like, oh my god, did I ruin it? That's fine. Scan disk is ripping though. This was a great chart. Was it you that brought this one up, Nimoy? I remember when you first looked at it, I was like, there's like not even analysis to be done here. Like, this is just flag, break flag, and you're just still in price discovery, basically. The long from 587, even though it did get stopped out, is still solid, man. It's 21%. AI ASICs, I kind of, CryptoGenic, that's a great comment. I was wondering why they're like competing for the same hardware, right? The same way mining has gone to ASICs. ASICs are not like mining specific. They're just specific computers that are meant to do one task. I guess I'll turn the music on. Turn the music on again. This is a good little mix. It's chilling. It's unassuming. You'd assume someone would be doing ASICs. I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about ASICs to like put that out there. Maybe they take years to develop. Maybe I'm sure the demand's there, right? And I feel like you could just start a company and IPO it on just that concept and not have made a single ASIC or have any of the ability to make any ASICs, right? Just be like, we're gonna do it. And it's like $10 billion. Boom. Crunch. Seems easy. Generates an ASIC. Okay, 35,000 tokens. Because I was thinking like tokens for crypto. I was like, what? AI tokens. Get it. Greasy hands. Yeah, man. I'm a greasy guy. Greasy. I'm the opposite of greasy. Nah, it's one thing you can't call me. I'm not greasy. I took Accutane in high school, and I'm greaseless. If anything, I'm very dry. Very, very dry. Coinbase looking more bullish than I expected, and we might be in the this short is not looking good territory. Might want to move that stop down. Anyone who took a 210 short on coin, but that's a good sign, as if coin starts to break up again, likely. Well, even Bitcoin breaking up a little bit today, coin likely to follow. This short getting a little less probable day by day. MicroStrategy too, moving up. Didn't make the same move as Bitcoin in March, or break the high of Bitcoin in March like Bitcoin did in spot. But I think this is still on the table. Looking for higher. Both MicroStrategy rolling over here is crazy. And coin looking for upside gains. I think that bodes really well for crypto, for Bitcoin. Even USDTD, tether dominance, looking okay. I mean, I don't love that it's just seemingly doing the same thing, right? Flag down, break up, but it's given us a little bit of breathing room here with the lower low as this breaks down. I don't even want to say very commonly, I want to say almost always, or maybe even by definition, see crypto gain some strength, and that's what we're doing. Lower low here, moving on down, moving on back. We might have more to come. Even a back test of that previous high could be very reasonably done. 8%. 8% down probably mean about a 10% move for the crypto market to the upside. How something? What's up, Jack? Good. So didn't find the perfect place to move, but I only had a month to do it. So I found the best option available, but I did find something. I don't have the lease in my hands yet, but it's done. Good like points about it is there's no current tenant, and so able to move in like a week early. That's really great because, dude, I hate moving. And I don't know how you even move when you can't put your stuff somewhere early, because your whole house is just boxes, right? And then like what, you just move it all in one day? I don't know. I hate moving. It's bullshit. But I found something. What's up, D-Lo? Paul? You're shorting Bitcoin? I don't think it's a terrible idea. Honestly, I think a short or a long can play here. I think a short here probably is going to be a shorter term, like a scalp short, probably intraday. I think a short at a little higher up makes more sense for a longer position in the 80, like 80.5, something like that. Even 79. A long could be done. I think I said it earlier. What is it, like 65.7? Almost any long position that is open, I think realistically should be stopped there. You trade below 65.6, 65.7, and it's like you're looking at this again. The higher high, break down, low breaks, and you move. But I think either way, Destroys the energy theory. What is 256K B memory card back in the day? What destroys the energy theory? What destroys the energy theory? What energy theory? ScanDisk's forward PE is so low it has lots of room. It looks like it has lots of room. It's back to its all-time high, 724, 725 with very little effort, very little pressure. I think you could very reasonably be leaning to the short side. I'm not taking this trade. Not saying it looks like this, but I think you would lean to the short side here today only because you've made such a strong move back to the high. Like taking a long right at the all-time high is usually a risky practice, but maybe that short is intraday. Maybe it's a scalp, back to the descending trend for support, something like that. You just have a stop at all-time high, very kind of conservative trade. I think on the long side, maybe you look for something more like this. Even if the all-time high is broken, like intraday, looking for that back test and then targeting 1,000. I think that could be easily done. Easily peasily. Circle also probably is short here. $64 unfilled on the gap. One sec. Here we go. $64 unfilled on the gap. Up at 125. Does seem like a lot of things are just at resistance today. Little tap right there. Maybe $100 as a long for circle. I don't know. I don't really I guess I don't know a lot about circle. It's not something I'm interested in. It did crush a lot of hands though. Has anybody read, I forget who's talking about it. Maybe it's Michael Burry is talking about it right now. Yeah. Michael Burry. People can make fun of Michael Burry, and I certainly have in the past. Ooh. Got a little louder. I certainly have in the past, but I mean, the dude is a smart guy. I've kind of similar to Gareth Soloway back in the day. People giving him a lot of shit, and it's like, guys, he is a very smart guy. Just because they're bearish, doesn't mean they're not. But he's talking about SpaceX IPOing, and basically, what are the mechanics? You guys know this isn't my jam. Basically IPOing and only having 5% of the shares or something available during the listing. They're gonna have NASDAQ change the rules for it to be listed, and then the market cap would be the valuation would be 500 billion or something, and using the NASDAQ listing as exit liquidity for SpaceX. Kind of an interesting concept. I'll have to look into it more. I don't know if you guys, is anybody familiar with what I'm talking about? Maybe you have looked into it. Curious if you have any thoughts about it. 12 of the last 2, baby. That's right. I do remember when he was sell everything, and it was the bottom of the bear market, and they deleted all the shit. What's up, Waleed? I'm doing good, brother. Broadcom is spending 100 billion on AI ASIC chips. That seems like not a lot though, right? What's up, King Peasant? How you doing, bro? How you doing, my friend? If you guys could please take a moment, make sure you've smashed the like button on this stream. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I don't know if we haven't had any names pop up. Doesn't mean no one's subscribed, but we haven't had any names pop up. Let's get a name to pop up. Typically, if you subscribe during the live, it will pop up right here and I'll show you out. Yeah, gold breaking that low is not looking great. It is still a flag. Still a bull flag, but it's not what I would have expected from something that's been behaving so bullish. And some slowing down. It's fading out of the public eye, at least. Micron looks the same as ScanDisk. We'll have to check it out. Michael Blurry. Let's call him Michael Blurry. That's a fun little burn. Michael Blurry. Get your vision checked. Patrick Boyle has a good video on YouTube. Okay, we should watch it. Dry but informative. That's probably why I haven't seen it yet. Yep. Elon trying to change the rules to make more money. Not surprising. Yeah, of course, dude. Trump is talking right now. My loud. What is he saying? Has anybody watched? You know, we've in the past pulled up the Trump live stream speeches, and just every time I have to turn it off because he's never talking about just whatever the topic is. President Trump participates in a lunch with the Kennedy Center board members. Great. Talking about Japan. Maybe we should put this on quick. South Korea? Japan? Wait.
We have it in very good shape. The countries, I said, we've already taken care of Iran, but now, because of the fact that literally a single terrorist can put something in the water or shoot something or shoot a missile, a small missile, and it's fairly close range because it is a tight area, and which is one of the reasons they've always used that as a weapon. Iran has always used that as an economic weapon, and it's not going to be able to be used very long.
I know, Nimoy. Don't worry. Let me just listen
Numerous
for a second.
countries have told me they're on the way. Some are very enthusiastic about it, and
Trump's just talking on the
countries that we've helped
White
for
House
many years.
live stream.
Protected
they always
them
turn the comments off
from horrible outside sources, and they weren't that enthusiastic. And the level.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to pop in. I heard Japan. I thought maybe he was talking intelligently about a global topic. Pull back on circle. Yeah, 100's probably the spot. Ethereum has been printing. Ethereum more bullish than Bitcoin here over the last few days. FBTC pair showing signs of life, but probably not the most exciting signs of life here. Back to November's low. Support. Probably looking for another lower high. I don't know. There's too much noise going on in the background here. I gotta have something on. Baby, there we go. Just Here we go. Let me know if that's too loud. Showing some signs of life. Some. On the week, this does look pretty good, though. Money flow trickling off. Lows coming up. Momentum coming up. VWAP coming up. Said last week Ethereum looked more bullish than Bitcoin, and it still does. See what happens. 0.3333333. It just always seems to return there. I don't know if I'm ready to love yet, though, Ethereum. You've hurt me too many times. Big flat cloud, 2500 still the target. Okay. 2150. 2150. I think you can get along there. We can get along. 2150. Maybe 2500's tested first, maybe not. But that previous support broken, tested as resistance so many times. Broken. Backtesting before moving higher. Definitely a possibility. On the other side of that coin, 2500 could be a short position as well. Looking up there. Link is still single digits. Bro, just so many. So many. So many of my bags. Tux doesn't say anything. I feel like the guy refuses to stay on, like, be scripted. He's just like, no, I'm just gonna talk. Kind of like me though. I'll say him and I are similar that way. Like, I don't script these. Maybe I should. Unscripted. 200 week right there. Okay, I'm in the way. Ethereum does look good, weirdly. I mean, it's about time. Bull div on the week got the lows. What's up, Foxy? The brothers who play professional soccer. I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. Anyone invested in ICP? No. No. Probably own, like, I don't know, some amount somewhere, but no. Not me. What else are we looking at today? FOMC Wednesday. Got to tune in for that. You have to. It's a law. Tomorrow at 4, Chartin speaks. Maybe we should watch that. Uh-oh, heads up. We've detected audio that belongs to someone else on your stream. Thanks, YouTube. Appreciate you. Just take my monetization. That's what you usually do. Oh, God. Cryptogenic, please, no. No. New sleeper. New pulse chain sleeper token. ProveX is starting trading. I don't even know how to address that whole ecosystem anymore. It's like some people just like to get scammed, I think. I think it's like their thing. It's like maybe it's their fetish. I don't know. I don't know what that means, D-Lo. Appreciate it, though. What's up, Nasty Nate? How you doing, bro? It's quiet again. I feel like just market content in general is just quiet right now. Like, there was a big surge when gold and silver ran. There wasn't really an oil one. But crypto has been dying the 1,000-cut death of traffic in I think people are not watching markets as much. Dude, ICP looks so bad. Poor every altcoin though, man. It's not just ICP. It's just like everything. It's so bad we've been looking at stocks. Speaking of stocks, see US Go. Shout out to whoever recommended we look at this one the other day. Bam. $12, man. We were looking at this up here. People were trying to long it, and I was like, what about $12? Here we are. Long filled, gap filled. Actually opened above. Interesting. Right at the entry. Now 1770 probably is too high. Maybe not. Maybe higher. It's probably too high. Maybe not. Maybe higher. Or too low. Maybe lower. Very helpful analysis. Very good. I like that. Stop loss can probably be moved up. Rock it and roll it. The most interesting chart, actually, the dollar messing with me again. Dollar closed above 100 last week. Broke resistance. And then just immediately moves back down today, intraday. Now, it hasn't even retraced the full move of Friday. But it is starting to look strong. This is the weird part. Likely entwined with Petro, likely the reason we're seeing strength in the dollar. But 100 has now been tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Even with sellers bringing the chart lower, buyers bring it right back to 100. This resistance is looking to break. It's getting weakened. Strong dollar does not typically lead to higher prices in assets, though. Downward pressure on assets from this move. I'm like going to give up even charting, predicting the dollar. I swear. I swear if I just counter traded everything I've said with the dollar, I would have been better off. Why do these headphones hurt my neck? It's getting stiff again. What up, Lion? What's up, Gooska? Trying to DCA your alts for the next run? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've always kind of warned people, cautioned people away from DCAing alts. In the past, I've been a little softer about it. But with this cycle, it doesn't make any sense logically. Almost no alts hit all-time high versus last cycle. Virtually none of them. The ones that didn't do anything. They just like hit it and went down. In the previous cycle, like going into this, you would have likely been thinking, yeah, DCA alts, because they all just like go back to all-time high. Even if they don't have mind-melting runs or something, if they don't 10x from their all-time high, they have, they always go back. And then this run just didn't happen. Like even Ethereum didn't. Even Ethereum didn't break all-time high. Like it didn't break all-time high adjusted inflation. If inflation adjusted. And so, I don't know. Like it just feels like a bad bet, doesn't it? I understand wanting to bring your cost averages down. But I feel like I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea personally. Maybe that won't age well. I hope it doesn't age well because I want my alts to go up. Bond yields up. Day up? You mean Dixie up? No, bond yields up means that people are selling bonds. Not necessarily dollar up. Actually, I don't know the relationship there, but 2-year. $333 to 2-year is the 2-year is pricing in a hike. What? 2 years pricing in a hike. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa. What if we got a hike next month? Or even in April? Either or. You would not expect this, considering the Fed, as recently as January, stated they're still looking for like one cut this year, 1 or 2 cuts, and whatever they said. You would expect this to move down towards that 3%. I think is that pricing in a hike? Why has no one tweeted about this? Why have I not seen this? Has anyone heard anyone talk about this? I might tweet this. From like 3.33, which is the Fed rate. 3.72 is 25 up. 25 up. What's happening? Is this a bull trap, sir? Sir, please, sir, my family, sir. Please make it pump. Is it a bull trap? Probably going to be, yeah. I think it still moves higher, but I think it's like a safe statement that the most likely outcome of this rally is a bull trap, yeah. Largely still following the 4-year cycle. Very largely following the 4-year cycle. If this wasn't a bull trap, it would break the 4-year cycle. Why not get some alts with good tech? Well, one, what is good tech and alts, bro? Like I've been hearing this almost 10 years in crypto, and every single new crypto I've ever heard is like the best new tech, and like most of them are worth zero now relative. The problem with DCAing alts now, in my opinion, is you're trying to bet on that big pop, right? Like you said. The issue is that big pop could still come, but it may still drop 50, 75, 80% lower than it is right now. And odds are, if you're kind of buying into alts at this point, unfortunately, you're likely chasing pumps on them. You're likely, you see Tau. We looked at Tau earlier. And you're like, whoa, Tau's up. It's up. Whoa, it's going to keep going. Did you see this big pump? It is a big pump. But the problem is most people are buying here when they're looking at alts. They are almost never buying here when it's hit like multi-year lows or all-time lows. Like, they're not buying here. They're waiting to hear about it, and people, kind of tell them about it and get excited about it to buy. And then what typically happens is they buy in and, right? Boom, you're like down 60% now to 119. And then you get the pump, you get the pop, right? You got 100% pop here, but you weren't buying here. You're probably buying here. So you get that 100% pump, it goes 100% up, and you're still down 20%. The problem is, it logically makes sense in a lot of ways to be like, oh, these things have big upsides at times, and if you just buy them down, you'll catch it. And that has happened, and it has worked in the past. But with this cycle now pretty much behind us that we've seen, I don't think it really justifies it. I don't really think it argues in favor of doing that. We are here for number go up. I'm here for number go up. They can always go 50% down. Man, they can go even more than that. Like, probably the last time people were excited about Tau was in November of 25. And from that high, it went down 72%. Like, just to break even, you're going to need 100% from here. It's already gone up 100%. The problem with this idea is that we are human, and we are flawed, and we are simple creatures, and we want number to go up. And so when number go up, then we want it. And when number not up, we don't typically want it. And so we almost always end up buying this, not this. And this position may just like never, or not never, but like it may take for just so long to even break even again. If you had, like I said, November or back here in December of 24, you're still not break even. Even if you had bought April of 25, which you probably didn't, you're up 65%, which is great. But man, that was a hard buy. This was not the easy buy. And exactly how you're feeling. Yeah, Lion, it's healthy to feel that way. An idea that is, I'll say, I did this idea I'm about to tell you, and it did not work well for me. So I'll start it with that. But what I have done in the past is when I've seen some alts that kind of had hype in the cycle, in the bullish part of the cycle, during the bear market, I've thrown like $100 at random alts that are like down big, and it did not work out well for me. Some of them made some gains, but like overall as a concept, maybe I was break even for a lot of the time, like after months of being under. And then now I'm sure I'm down because I just, it's only $100. So it's like, well, I'm not going to take profit if it doubles. You're like, I'm waiting for that big return, and the big return just never came. And so just rode them all, back down. Just gave the potential gains back, and didn't, I guess didn't lock in the losses, but those prices may just never come now for some of those things I bought. A little risk for a lot of gain. Well, you definitely want to contain that gain or contain that risk via the position size. Like that's why I said $100, kind of like an amount that you can throw into it and just be like, well, it's worth nothing now, right? It's like, assume it's zero, and maybe you come back and it's big. Maybe you come back and you made a big gain, something like that. My rut long I took is back to break even. Woohoo. Didn't get stopped out. Trading on Femex. Shout out to our exchange partner, Femex. I don't know if the alert button's broken or what. The alert box. I don't know if it's not working right now. But I've not had a single name pop up. Is there even a single new person here today that subscribed? I wonder. We've got more viewers than Monday. Friday. We were definitely like shadow banned Friday. Nobody could see our stream. Dude, Line, we're all in the same boat. Everyone's plan during the cycle in 23 to 25 was to like DCA out, to take small profits, we don't want, I'm not looking for the moon, but I'm just looking, to take out good profits and like rebuy them in the bear market, and like everyone got effed. Like everyone got screwed. None of the alts went to all-time high. No one could take any profit. And there's all right back down. It's insane. Tom Barty just subscribed to see that helps. And I didn't get, there's no alert. Didn't pop up. Who knows? It's not a big deal. But thank you, man. Appreciate you. Welcome. You the man. What's up? 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭. How you doing, dude? Bones Jones. If you unsubscribe and resubscribe, it won't work. No. Doesn't do anything. D Jenny from the blockchain. How are you, D Jenny? Appreciate you being here. Wonder how you found the stream. But yeah, I guess the alert box is just not working. Sometimes it doesn't work. Who knows? YouTube's fickle. Ah! Hey, Tom. It did work. Took a while, though. You the man. You the dude. What else can we look at today? Gold and silver were the big alerts. Didn't get many other alerts, actually. What else is good? Yeah, I've been looking on Zillow for apartments and stuff. I found somewhere to move, but they have the mortgage rate, like an estimate, and it's like whatever rate, and it's like Zillow's rate, and it's like lower. I don't know. But I have noticed that even while I was searching, that number has gone up. Zillow's rate was like 5.9 or something, 5.8. And it's like 6.1 now. And it's been just like a few weeks. Looking at the 2-year yield, I don't know. I feel like it. Maybe I'm crazy because I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Maybe I'll text Benjamin Cohen and be like, yo, dude, I see the 2-year has risen about 25 BPS. Do you think that means that it's pricing in a hike? He knows more about that shit than me. I haven't talked to Cohen in a while. Probably because I was sick. I didn't talk to anybody for a while. Total. The true Bitcoin dominance. Actually hasn't broken. Didn't break last week's high. Dude, I don't know what to do with dominance. If you don't subtract tether from Bitcoin dominance, the chart has been useless. I kind of suspect that this is Benjamin Cohen's fault. As funny as that sounds. Because we've been talking about dominance on this channel the entire time we've been on this channel. Benjamin Cohen has made it very popular. And it has been a terrible metric for, I don't know, since October of last year now. Literally done nothing. Just sideways. Nothing at all. I wonder if it's because it became so popularized that it's just no longer, like fear and greed for the fear and greed meter or whatever index. So popularized, I don't think it's valuable anymore. It happens with lots of things. If you subtract tether, it actually shows you something. It shows that dominance has been dropping since July. But without subtracting tether, it is perfectly sideways. This is the weirdest thing. It's the strangest thing, man. Now, it has had long periods of sideways. But to something about this, it's weird as hell. It's giving us nothing. We were trading this, man. Back in the day, this was like beautiful signals for trading. It's like the higher it goes, you want to buy alts, and then as it goes down, you want to sell alts. It has gotten everybody ass backwards. Like November 22, the bear market bottom. Bitcoin only gained dominance from the bear market bottom. Did the exact opposite thing. That exact opposite thing. Oh wait, that's not true. Bear market bottom, February 2018. That was like bear market bottom. Wait, January 18 wasn't bear market bottom. That was the bull market top. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Did the exact opposite thing as the 17 cycle. Bull market top was the dominance bottom. Then the bear market bottom was the dominance bottom this cycle. Exact opposite. Screwed everybody. What's up, TNT Media? How you doing, Ming? This Chris for Tom. Yeah, Chris is a good dude. Need to find a different way of looking at dominance. Well, you subtract tether and it does give you something. I mean, it gives you a definitive top and lower lows downtrend. So it is, you subtract tether and it says you're in an alt season. Trying to level up your trading. It's the place to be, man. We have a lot of great videos. A lot of great free trading videos. There's nothing for sale in them. It's not showing you a course or anything. Check them out. I actually need to put one out this month. We have a new trend line one's coming out soon. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really, really good. Maybe I'll wait to publish that one. Bet. Ready for the breakout? Me too. One up. Let's get it. Oh, that's not the chart. What is this? I wonder what this is. Oh, wow. That was from Meta Signals. That was a long time ago. Can I just delete this chart? Oh, you can. Cool. TNX. It's TNX. Treasury no yield. Oh, yeah. We looked at that last week. Fat man, you had a beautiful structure. You were ready to go. You ruined it. You killed my dreams. Never hit $5. Never did. I can't believe it didn't. That's crazy. This is what I mean. The whole cycle, man. Nothing did anything. FET broke its 2021 high by 30%, and it was April of 24. So early. Just really hard to justify any alt. Like, they all are rough. They're so rough. Hit an all-time low against Bitcoin October. Yeesh. Go on, free Palestine. Do it. Go ahead and free it. You need to start selling stuff in the bear market. Why are you selling them in the bear market? Shouldn't you be selling them in the bull market? Hell yeah, you watched the VWAP video. Nice. That is one of the better ones. I mean, we've put out like 50 of those videos. I think it's more. I don't know. The bangers, though. Trendline trading, volume profile, VWAP. Fibonacci's good. 𝐂𝐈𝐆𝐍's good. Those are the bangers. More to come though. For a while, like I started and did like a lot of work, made them really good, and then got so routine that I think the quality stagnated or dropped a little bit. Not bad, but a little bit. And just recently rekindled my passion for making these really good. So we're gonna have really, really good ones coming out. Like the next trendline one is gonna be really, really good. Just taking more time to like slow down, start more basic, build the concept more, and then the ones coming up are gonna have a lot more of my just unique insights about different things. That's what I'm excited about. Trendline VWAP, BOSCHOCH, fair value gap. There's bangers. Check them out. The Crypto Don. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you, Paul. Do you even make any dime from yeah, I mean I make money from, you mean ads? I make money from ads, but like not an amount that matters. Mostly because I have ads turned off right now. Not an amount that matters. I think maybe the most in a month I've ever made from ads was like $2,000. I think the average is like $1,200 a month. It's not a lot. So like maybe 20 a year, 20K a year in ads. But that's for like 5 million. That's for millions and millions of views on trading content. It's not a lot. Most of the support comes from you guys, comes from our exchange partners, FEMX, BYD, find the links below. Commissions from signups on that. So when you sign up using my link, it helps me out. And honestly, I don't make that much money. Like, I probably should focus on it, and I should probably clean it up and make a little bit more money. But I don't know. I'm just not like a dude who needs to make bajillion dollars a year. I'm very happy. I live humbly and frugally. I certainly have money and like I have assets and stuff, but like, yeah, the reality is I just don't make that much money. Be real. I think my goal for like this year after I move is to realign the premium course, the joincrowncrypto.com, to like a low price point and have some kind of like valuable offering. But like my problem is I always put the price tag too high and then I want to offer too much. And then eventually I burn out and I can't keep up with it. And then like I feel bad and then I don't want to like promote it because I don't feel like it's a good deal. And I think I should get that in line once I move, by the mid-year. And that's where I can make like good money. I have to figure out how to make that worth it. Some kind of low price point, like $20 or $30 a month. Just like, largely a social club kind of thing. Maybe like an exclusive stream every week. I don't know, something. I just, live well below my means. Do you have a full-time job? No, this is it. This has been my full-time for 7 years. Like I'm probably downplaying it too much because I'm very humble. Like I make good money, but it's not what you'd imagine. Like I'm sure it's not what some channels that do this that are much smaller make. People who like really focus on pushing like a premium group, have like hundreds or thousands of members. Those guys probably make like $1 million a year. And I probably could do that it sounds lame, but if I wanted, probably could do that. I probably could make like $1 million a year if I focused on it and built it up over like a year, a few years, a year or two. But it takes a lot of work. There's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of obligation, and I don't really love those things. My biggest thing though is like I just like can't promote something if I don't think it's a good deal. And I've done it before. Like in 2021, we had a really big Patreon. I was doing like one-on-ones all the time with people, and I just burned out. I was doing like 60 of them a month for like an hour each or something. It was just like too much. And then I like burned out. I just like couldn't keep up with it. And I just felt bad. I felt guilty. I don't like that. Not a scammer or a grifter. Yeah. All right, we're an hour 20 in. It's chilling. Bitcoin's chilling. I think we're still seeing the upside move this week. Metal's a little weak here. FOMC on Wednesday. Make sure you tune in 1:30. Mark it on your calendars. Don't be late. Be early. For 𝐿's second to last ever FOMC. We look at the 2-year yield and maybe we're going to get a hike. The 2-year yield, though, can also reflect like a hike at any point in the next 2 years, but no cuts. That's the big part. It's saying no cut. It's spicy. Tune in Wednesday. I'll see you then. Join the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Sign up with BYDFi or FEMEX, our exchange partners. No KYC. Big bonuses. I can help you out if you ever have issues with them. Good stuff. Appreciate y'all tuning in, guys. I will catch you on Wednesday for 𝐿. Maybe we'll be live tomorrow for 𝐿 Atkins. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled. Make sure